they are lows. They really are lows. So they are a team that can beat a lot of people, but they are a team that can lose to anybody. So you can't really call them gatekeepers, right? Because they're kind of all over the place. In the meantime, though, on the other side, you have an Iberian team that, as you pointed out, is not feeling at their best. So maybe this is the time for Aurora to try and find some consistency, and making a LAN tournament like Atlanta could be massive for them.
They need that experience together. Like he hasn't called that many LANs either. So, needs that experience under his belt. And what have we got in this round? 4 men outer for Movistar. Soul Lurker. That's going to be Mopos towards the lobby for now. To get these players down, and just is not going to make it. 3 players on the move as Aurora starts to get into position. Deko under the catwalk. Lackey taking first contact. Getting the plant here could be troublesome. In the meantime, Mopos is causing a lot of problems for Rotate, and they have no idea about Deko. When is Deko going to spring his trap? There he goes. Bomb is down. Not planted. Adam as well. Make it free. Deko off to a fine start.
Okay, that's the final boss you're going to have to deal with throughout this. From round number 1, it was a lovely bait as well. The fact that Mopos catches one person off guard pushing towards lobby, then they spot the ramp player getting a little bit nervous. They were 100% sure that there was no one towards the back of the side. Deko was just so patient with it. A nice opening as well towards outside. They were just dwindling the T-side numbers. That made it a lot easier for Deko, but that was still really, really sick 3K.
Again, in a row. Made onto door, smoke out in front. Mopos pop through the smoke. Here he comes. Delta turns it. Makes it 2. Norby's going to back off the angle for now, but the cavalry is here. Deko comes through the smoke. Delta's down as well. Suddenly this round, in a lot of jeopardy. Norby's fighting alone, and it's just Lackey. Endless action, absolute carnage here on this side of the map, and it looks like the bomb is at Lackey's feet. Martinez has got to move out from behind these silos in the end. Jiggles around as Lackey moves out. Jewel is in, and Martinez is gonna win. Aurora, my god, did they want Jules, and they got them.
If you're a Celtic right now, you're absolutely furious, by the way. They tried to go for the most, I guess, basic play, the most basic way to do an A-pop, right? It's pretty standard stuff. You just throw the lurk smoke, you send one player inside of it, then you flash him through, the player goes out. If he gets the kill, then the round is really hard to defend against from the CT side's perspective, but then Celtic kills that guy, he turns around and kills the first person going out of HUD, and they still lose the round. I mean, you're not counting Celtic because he just gets refragged, so it's a 4 versus 3, but yeah, it did feel a little bit disjointed there at times. Deko running through the smoke all alone, exposing himself massively. And now is the CTs. It felt like
there was that moment where Celtic goes down, Norby's in heaven.
Yeah.
And it just feels like, okay, just put the brakes on, guys. Like, they're only on pistols. You're in a 4-on-3. They can't really plant with all your nades. Yeah. And everybody, the 2 players come through the main smoke. Norby's taking a fight on his own in heaven. It's just like somebody needed to you know, grab the reins in that round and just say, guys, calm down. We've got a massive advantage. We know where all of them are.
Yeah, it felt a bit disconnected there.
This is what Aurora needs to improve at, in my opinion, is I think the fundamentals is where this team lacks the most. I think mechanically, individually, I think even in terms of like individual good decision making, I think they're there. It's just like as a team, they get a little bit frisky sometimes.
Yeah, it's the fact that you need to make good decisions, not only based on your play, but based on what's happening to your teammates on the map as well, right? Those are the decisions that are not that well coordinated, because it could be a good play for you specifically, but there's a couple other people in the server that you need to coordinate with if you want to go for those. And you know, they are getting punished for them every now and then. And it was a good round for Martinez, and they're able to convert onto it quite nicely, right? I mean, this round was pretty swift for them. I guess doesn't really need our attention too much either. It was, again, quite solid. Another double for Martinez. He started really nicely. We did point out, I think we mentioned it yesterday, that with the ult being a little bit more difficult in CS2 by the looks of it, or at least people needing a little bit more time to adjust to it, Opers that are good on rifles and that were good on rifles in CSGO seem to be having a bit more of a fun time, right? And their teams, obviously, and then teams that used to rely on Opers, but Opers that are not necessarily famous with their great rifle work have been struggling a little bit. I feel like Martinez right now is showing us at least at the start that he can make it work with the pistols and the rifles as well, which could be great for Movistar going into the game.
It's the flexibility, isn't it, to
Yeah.
be able to drop into 5 rifles, to be able to play those sketchy buy rounds with a couple Galils of Mac 10 in the mix and still be potent. And yeah, in modern day Counter-Strike, especially with less rounds to play with, the value of each round has gone up. So can't be wasting any. And Martinez has put on a good show so far. What have we got then for Aurora? Pretty heavy. Eco Deco's got the Soul Rifle. Rhino, where are you? He's in secret, so a couple of guys around. See if we can get a good duel.
Yep. Gotta hope to take the initiative. Kenzie's got a flash for him, to be fair. I'm not sure if they're gonna catch the right timing, though. Yeah, that was a little bit late. Deco still wins the fight regardless. That was good. Adam S goes down towards the outside area, but now the lobby crunch. They should be ready for something like that. They should clear it out. Selter, it's all gonna be about the timing. Mopos has collected Deco in the meantime towards outside. Means that the rifle's gonna get recovered, but it's been discovered and dropped. Mopos is actually down on B right now, and he spotted a couple people, and that's actually drawn all the rotations back. Do they realize it? The bomb is still around here. It's a little bit all over the place, but I feel like just is starting to get to the right idea, and he's gonna attempt the A rotation.
Yeah, it was actually lower that Deco went down. It was all very confusing.
Yeah.
Back through secret, but at the same time, Aurora had nobody ramp, so Movistar cleared it for free. That's how they're able to get up and into heaven. And some nice mid-rounding. They didn't commit to low, and they didn't need to. Still got 4 players alive. They're banking up some cash as well.
Yeah.
So, anybody that looked at this matchup and said Movistar's, in flux, they've just lost their in-game lead, it's going to be easy for Aurora. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Who do you expect to be the big voice? If obviously you can't, well, if you can name only one player, then go for it. But who do you expect to be the people? Yeah, on Movistar to take the reins from Alex.
I think they said Davy G's calling.
Okay.
I think I saw that. Could be wrong, but I think I saw that on the announcement when they brought him back. So surely, I mean, something like Mopos, you just sort of assume when he's been around for long enough that he's going to be more of a vocal piece. But even from my experience, it's not actually always the case for players that. You sometimes, look at teams and say, okay, the oldest guy here, surely he's speaking the most.
Yeah.
Not necessarily true. So I don't actually know for Mopos. I bet it's probably Davy G and Martinez are the most vocal pieces on this team.
Yeah. I think that's happened a lot with a lot of teams, right? One good example that I can think of is Rain on FaZe, right? I feel like there was that stigma around them that every single time when people start talking about who's the biggest voice, bar Carrigan, a lot of people would just think of Rain because he's been there for such a long time. But then obviously everyone is coming, and that's the style. But then you actually realize, well, he's not the second most loud person. He's not the second loudest. And there's a couple examples of that. I'm trying to think of some else, to be fair, or some others.
Skadoodle.
Wow.
That's a throwback.
If you want to go down there, I mean, CS was way different back then. I think you could have. I think back in the days, you were able to get away with some people being a little bit more silent.
I mean, you bring up a good point. It's kind of a misconception that the in-game leader joins the server, calls everything, micros every player.
No, it doesn't work like that anymore. You can't just MSL your way through a tournament anymore. You can't do that.
Everybody has to take their place. Everybody at one point and one round in the game is going to be the person that has to make the big call.
Yeah.
Because they're the only one with all the information. They're the only one that's, it's a term called dead talk, which is very important in pro games. In retakes, the dead players, they're the ones that can see everything. They're the only man that can coordinate, especially if the coach is playing on LAN and he can't talk. So everyone has to pull their weight.
Yeah. Unless you're playing on Faceit. If you're playing on Faceit, don't dead talk. You're not gonna get the best reaction out of your teammates.
Deco's got good reactions. Deco, not missing yet.
No. It's a solid start. And what you want from your AVP on the map like Nuke, you want him to be as mobile as possible, right? You see him pick up the opening kill towards outside, instantly repositioning back towards the ramp. Now, I don't think they're gonna walk towards him, but he's made the right play. The A-bomb side looks like the possibility. Mopos might catch a bit of a timing here. Selter gonna be able to walk towards the back of the side, and Norway's on top of the HUD. He is low on HP, but their crossfire could be really deadly right now.
Easy as can be. Then we've got a duel. The Movistar players. And are these last two just going to save? They have got the money to buy again with a save, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Keep it up. I do think it's quite a statement from Deko to glass cannon. You really do not see many glass cannons at the moment. Because everyone's just like, well, I'll just play M4 body armor. Instead, have some nades. But Deko's committed, man. He loves it.
Yeah. You know, by the way, I have an opinion that actually Nuke is a great map for an oper. I think if you're an oper that knows how to pick their fights and not just the guy that, you know, is taking all the risks, I feel like for intelligent opers, Nuke is a great map. It's a really fun map to op on, right? Because if the communication in the team is good, if you know how others are positioned, if they want to play around you and provide you with the openings that you can go for, you can actually be free roaming around the map on the CT side. I mean, you can't just push and look for kills all the time. Well, there is a couple of possibilities, but it is a map that gives you a lot of chances to move around.
Molly is extinguished, but they know Kenzie's in the corner. But in the meantime, Deko, being proactive, catches the player around. Smoke off the side of Mini. Kenzie gets another. If he can just get a flashbang or something to get out of dodge, he'll be A-okay. There he goes. They do lose Deko, and actually Norby's going to commit to this fight.
That's so risky.
That's bold. This is very bold.
It was so late as well. He wanted to get there, by the way, because there was a smoke, but he just missed the timing. Still was able to get into position. They're not peeking. They're so afraid that there's going to be more people. Just selling the bait for Norway right now.
3 players in a 4-on-3 to fighting 1-man outer at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God for their sake the bomb is coming this way, because if that bomb was on the ramp player, I think they'd really struggle in this round, and Mopaz is getting so much free real estate here. Aurora have significantly over-rotated. They had a huge advantage, and we just wait to see if Mopaz can capitalize. That player in hot now. That's Seltzer. If he can get into lobby. He can't. A bomb side over business. If they can just cross with his damn bomb. It looks good. Martinez is in so much trouble. Trapped in the corner. Smoke is down now. Just get this bomb down, lads. That's all we need.
Yeah, 15 seconds. Gotta make it work. He's gonna be nervous about Heaven as well being a possibility. Has to stick it though. They still know where Norway is, but it's been such a long time since they've spotted Kenzie, right? They know he was towards Secret a couple seconds ago. Timing's gonna be everything. Tries to react, but it's just too tough of a flick. Mopos doesn't miss. And Norway has to clutch it up in a 1v2. He's repositioned himself towards Heaven. No one's holding. Well, actually, AVP is. And Martinez is not gonna miss that shot. A sitter for the Oper. Another triple for him. That's a 3rd multi-kill round for Martinez so far on Nuke.
I've seen it a few rounds now. The over-eagerness. This one was... I actually think this one was worse than the round where they overfought for A. This one was such a clean advantage. We're nowhere near a bomb site if we're Movistar. We're not getting a plant anytime soon. We've wasted it all on A, trying to get out of control and actually lost a lot of the fights. They couldn't get to Secret for free. They had no smokes really left to do it. But Aurora just committed so hard to fighting it that they left ramp open. I don't know, man. They're also not pulling much yet. I'm being a little bit concerned for Aurora, but a bit angsty.
That was a bit all over the place. Blacky gets the kill, gets an AK, and he's out of there. Doesn't take a single point of damage. Adam has just called the most perfect timing, by the way. I'm not sure if they're aware. The player towards Mini was actually looking outside. They have no idea a player slipped the net. This is so big. If he plays the trigger discipline here and he looks for Deko, this could be huge. And now Lucky's looking. Deko's dead. Adam S, do you get more than one? He wants to line him up. There's the first one. He spotted the second. Lucky should be dead to right as well. Actually manages to get one, but Davy G was close enough for the refrag.
I can't believe Celtic's already lower. This is so fortunate for Aurora. They didn't have the information in the lineup is so damn good. It's just Martinez and Kenzie is in decon. It's a nice round, I guess, from Aurora, but you can still see the gaps. This is not by the books. Yes, they got flanked all the way around outer. And Celta, by luck, I think, was actually lower because they had no info anybody was down.
I think he was the player towards Mini, right? I think he thought, or it was another person, but whoever was towards Mini didn't realize there could be a T pushing towards Hell, but they realized there could be a T that could have crossed Secret. So that's why Celta rotates down. So he was actually down to look for another play. But then they come, oh, thing is actually hitting the fan on ramp, so you might as well help.
This is wild. This is absolutely wild. Movistar are fully forced. They util. When they go in this cross smoke, so this round is so badly over. Smokes are fading. Davy G is down to 1 HP. Martinez is tagged up. This is rough viewing right now.
It is. Still gonna get a bomb plant though. Oh no, we spotted him. Martinez is on the timer. Lucky's picked up one. Deko with another. Martinez finally gets 1 kill on the player dropping down. And Seltzer's thinking about jumping as well, but he's just gonna give Norway some time to activate. 3 alive for Aurora. They level things up. It's been a bit of a rusty start to that nuke, I feel like, for both teams.
Bit a weird one for Movistar. I think Movistar, at least on the gun rounds, they have lost a lot of opening kills. A lot of these rounds, they are playing man down, and I'm not going to say they're relying on Aurora stakes, so they are, they're pressuring the map, they're finding the gaps, but there is definitely a world here where Aurora cleans up a couple mistakes, and Movistar struggle a lot more to find T rounds.
Yeah, especially when you think about it, on a map like Nuke, this is completely normal, right? When you've just lost your IGL, you have Davy G coming up, trying to IGL, so obviously he's getting a lot of help, but a T side on Nuke is a little bit more complex to build, right? You can't just build that in 1 week with a person that is not used to IGLing, or it hasn't done that in a long time, right? So at times it's not going to be looking the best. It's going to be a bit disjointed, but hopefully if a couple of set pieces work out, you can actually make something out of it. And Mopos with a great opening kill. Norway needs to try and back him up, and it's actually Kenzie and Norway together to make sure that Movistar don't get it done. Martinez is trying to bait him into the knife. He's got the bomb on his back, and they've heard him drop down the vent. Now he's realized that no one's going to chase him down. And actually, no one's rotated down the B bomb side. I don't think they were aware he was down the vent. Probably no one heard him.
I can't believe he's got a plot.
No one heard him drop down.
Lucky was down. Oh my lord. Lucky was actually down ramp for a little bit there. But clearly someone must have said he's still in the lobby, or maybe they called he was one of the nade throwers. I don't know.
Yeah, because the ramp player actually walked back. Lucky walked back and started spamming the smoke that he had towards lobby, towards radio, right? Or trophy, yeah. Bizarre.
Bit of extra cash from Movistar. They're not going to complain. Take that. And Deko could have warped. Norby could have dropped. I found the AK instead. Kenzie hasn't bought full nades. We're going to get some outer aggression.
Probably.
Good spawn.
I think so. That's why you don't see the AVP on Deko as well. They're going to try and attempt to fight Adam S on the other side. Great counter on the first one. Here's the Util, though, knows that there should be a little bit more. There's the back red Molly. He's going to force Deko to go forward. No AVP on the T side to hold, though. So even if you want to peek silo, you have a duo against an AK. Davy G is going to drop down. Not ready for Deko towards the back of red. Looked like they were aware of the possibility, but in the meantime, they've lost 2 towards the ram. Seltzer is good for 1, but that's not enough. A great double for Mobos. Actually happening all over the map. Bomb has crossed safely down the B bomb side, and Norway's hit the ground as well. It's just Deko left in the 1 versus 3. This game is all over the place.
I like the mid-rounding from Movistar. They see all this outer aggression. They know somebody's up close and personal. And they say, okay, if you're loading about out of numbers, ramp is probably lesser defended. Now, Aurora did actually have 2 there.
Yeah, that was what I was about to say.
I totally understand the call from Movistar.
Yeah. I mean, it's just good calling from both sides, right? Because Aurora realized when they go for that kind of a play what the adequate reaction would be if it's found out and they don't get the bomb, right? They know that if the T's push towards ramp, this is probably where you'd be looking for the gap. So they send 2 there. But then Movistar make the right call and they just win the fights. It all comes down to Opals getting that first kill and then refragging on the second.
Terrorists win.
Money's a little bit touch and go for Aurora, but they are going to invest. Looks like a couple guys will be off the rifles. So these last 2 choose to go in for, yeah. Not so bad. You can play up close and personal on a map like Nuke with those sort of guns. And I guess all eyes on Deko. Big green back out. Haven't seen it for a couple rounds. He was very effective at the start of this half. Dynamic and aggressive and finding different openings. This round looks no different. Straight into Hut. I wonder if they heard the scope up. He really wants a duel. Lobby.
That's big, by the way. Martinez has been dealt with, and he's been their best player on the T side for sure so far. A lot of multi-kill rounds. And, oh, Kenzie, he's got a Joe on top of the smoke, manages to get the kill before he gets refragged, but that's good enough for him, right? He's found a double. He's already down there. That's quick enough for him. Justo gets gooshed up. He's really low on HP, but still wins his first fight of the game. And Lucky's just not prepared for Mopos to be down there. Once again, Mopos, he slipped the net completely. He's taken a double himself. And it has to be deko on the AVP. Let's see how mobile he could be. I mean, he's going to be really mobile towards T-spawn because he's saving.
I'll tell you what, Movistar's done a lot of good work capitalizing on every gap they're getting. They're so fast to claim real estate when nobody's defending. And you know, as much as I think there are fair questions to be asked of Aurora's rotation so far in the CT half, Movistar are making it real difficult for them every time they're in behind and they're on the flanks, and you know they're wrapping heaven or getting down lower super quick. Not too easy for the Aurora gang.
Yeah, and it's been Mopos a lot of the time, right? You don't see him be the one in charge of, let's say, he's not a part of the pack. He's not the guy to run in front of the pack and just try and get into the opening fight. He is the guy on the other side of the map. Sometimes they send him in first, right? But especially when they go for those A-pops and they send him with the flash through single door. But most of the time, he's just on the other side of the map looking for a gap, right? He's somewhere down the B-bomb side most of the times, just finding a kill or two. He's been really good at surprising Aurora with his position so far. You get 6 rounds on the T side of Nuke. I feel like no matter what happens in that final round, you're really happy if you're Movistar. And you look over on the side of Aurora, it's not pretty money-wise. You have deko on an AVP that he was able to save up in the previous round. You're gonna get 2 MP9s out of Lackey and Norway, a Digo for Kenzie, and Selter on a 5-7.
Bargain sale buy. Is Kenzie really on the aggressive? He's just got a deagle.
Good nade.
Got no help. Nobody's nearby. His teammates are lobby crunching at the same moment. Woohoo, risky boy. And he gets punished. Lobby crunch as well. Not paying off. Bomb is out of here, so that's never going to get collected either. And Movistar yet again should start selling some of this real estate. They're getting a lot.
Yeah, and now we're gonna see the control from Movistar mid-round, right? This is one of the first times when they don't have to go quickly, and they have so much possession of the map. There's so many people around different positions. Deko in the right place, gets 1. Does he get a second? Yes, he's quick enough. So things have changed drastically now. They're gonna try and cross down Secret. But there is the 5-7 of Selter. Close range. This has a lot of potential. If he gets the first one, the spacing isn't great. He could reset and get a second as well. And that's going to make Martinez reconsider, surely, if he wants to go for that fight. 50 seconds. And this round has become a lot tougher. So once again, you're just looking at Mopos and hoping that he finds somewhat of a gap.
Just avoid deko. Avoid him at all costs. Find a different route onto a bomb site. Mopos shows himself with the smoke. Norby definitely is aware, and there's the peak. It's fallen apart from a heavy man advantage from Movistar. Deko puts his foot down, and Martinez trying to just get the bomb planted. Get this into an afterplan. There's a player in decon. Deko's coming down ramp as well at the moment. He's thrown away the AWP. Maybe extend the AK for a bit more versatility. Martinez looks like he's in a lot of trouble. Dances around. There he goes. 6 apiece as we send this to the half. Half number 2. Aurora now on the T side. Is the map pick of Movistar. But it's been a brutal affair thus far in this campaign. Bit of an inner fake from Aurora as they're just going to sit and wait. They're hoping for that peak. And there comes their delayed hit. Re-smoke onto main. Flashes through. Is that bomb going down the vent? Needs to get down. Can't for now. There it goes. Man to the lesser. And actually, there are rotates lower. This is looking like a nightmare for Aurora.
It is, unless Nori actually does something towards outside here. But Seltzer's found 1 kill and he's been refracting. Looking at him as he's just on the spree right now. Has to be lucky. A 1 versus 4 needed. Adam S is still thinking about getting into that fight. I feel like now Reason has spoken and he realizes he doesn't really need it, right? Even if you give some space to Lucky right now, there still is 1 more CT down the B bomb side he's unaware of. A couple missed shots though, a couple wayward Glock bullets or USP bullets, and that's given Lucky a chance. He's baited them out with the door. Doesn't get the timing on the AVG. And now there's a lot of people around him. Now he needs to win some really epic fights here. He's gonna try and find something towards the vent. At this point, you're just dancing around. You're hoping they make a mistake, right? You're hoping they let you isolate 1v1s and you get a couple insta-gooshes, but it's not gonna happen. Mopo shuts him down. A double for the man, 2 for Adam S, 1 for the AVG, and 7-6 in favor of Movistar.
Clean as can be. I'll take that. And no plant for Aurora. So if they choose to invest behind this, it will just be Tech 9 and armor. Nothing just yet, so it looks like an eco to follow. In the first half, similar scenario, Movistar did force and won the round, and it was a huge instigator in terms of getting into that T side. But different story here. Blocks across the board. Rattlesnakes out.
Water pistols. I actually haven't... You know what? I remember that a couple days ago. When was the last time when you remember, obviously probably in your childhood, when you did have a water pistol or a water gun?
Oh my god.
You surely had one. There's no way you didn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact moment. I don't remember the turning point from water pistols to BB guns.
Deko's just knifed at a mess.
I don't know what's happening. This is already a win from Aurora. I mean, the Movistar money is going to be a nightmare in this first gun round to follow. I mean, if you get a plant out of this, that'd be mesmerizing.
Imagine he catches the perfect timing and crosses. Oh, no. No way. No way. Surely just has to sprint up the vent. Seltzer's gonna get a bomb plant out of this. No, he's just out of it. He's going for the kill, and that's a good reaction. Seltzer was so low on HP, there was no way. Okay, I mean, even with that, the damage alone is good enough though for Aurora, right? When you think about it, they just had an army of Glocks. We were talking over it, and they still find 3 kills. Deku gets a 9th kill, so you're gonna see him bring out the big green straight away. That's a win. Let's see if they're gonna be able to make it work on the T side though. Deku had a really good couple rounds, I guess, on the CT side, is fair to say, because there was maybe 2 or 3 rounds where he was really mobile and he was able to find some success, but T side opening definitely a little bit harder.
Early cross for Adam. Gabby G's also down, so ramp is exposed. That's what Movistar is sacked in this situation. Gabby G's going to back up for that. Aurora gang, passive default. They haven't used their cross smokes yet, so they've got 4 in reserve. They choose to make their move. And in the meantime, bit of dueling on ramp. They are going to push Davy G off, smoke onto Hell. What is the next move? Really taking their time here.
Yeah, I like that, by the way. I like the presence from Seltzer towards the ramp right now. Deploying that smoke, not getting into a fight, you're making sure that you're keeping at least 2 CTs occupied around that part of the map. And that opens up a lot of space, typically, towards outside or for an inner hit. But so far, they haven't really moved. And Movistar have a pretty decent spread when you think about it, right? They have vision of the potential crossover secret. They have a player down the B bomb side. They have Martinez, making sure that there's not going to be a heaven wrap as well intact. So Aurora, they really need to get a move on. I mean, Martinez is going to start being a little bit more tensy about information, but They need to get a move on. AVG, MP9, close range, deleted by Norway.
Mopos is down. Pop goes the door. Pop goes deko. Just 2 remaining, and I think they got a save on Movistar. And I think you're right. I mean, the macro positioning wasn't bad. It just kind of felt like when push came to shove and they started taking fights, nobody could help each other, could they? It was all solo duels, so maybe they could have set up a bit better individually in the end.
Yeah, that's the thing when you want to cover the entire map, right? When you want to cover so much ground, you're just gambling on the fact that individuals will win their fights. This is the thing. If it works out, it just feels like you have the entire map under a lock and key, right? And it makes the T's feel, I don't want to say useless, but it makes them feel a little bit claustrophobic, right? It makes them feel like they have nothing to work with. Like, wherever they go, there's going to be a person to kill a couple of them. And then the rotations can be a little bit quicker. But when you're spread around like that, you can't really play with each other that much. Or you need one person to get a kill and then win a lot of time. Or even if they don't get a kill, just stay alive for a long time. Realizing that they're getting pushed and winning time for other people to rotate over, which is not going to happen ideally every single time.
Let's see this buy from Movistar. Couple drops come in. Just to a 5-7. Nades, I guess, is the biggest glaring problem. They need to hold on to some of those early. I'm not sure they can afford to squeeze at the start, but I'm not going to go to speak of. And look at this aggression.
Wow.
HE in front of Mopos. This was the plan. Get aggressive and clear lobby. A lot of trades. And that water pistol, it's not a water pistol. It's a water cannon, but it's in deko's hands.
That must be some really salty water, because just walk through the smoke. Oh, out! It's actually the HE of Kenzie to get that kill. This is hilarious.
How is it the nade?
This is insane.
Was the nade meant to go in? I don't understand how the nade is landing outside.
They wanted to break the smoke. And Kenzie actually manages to finish off the round with his second. They wanted to break the smoke. So he right-clicks the nade inside, but then the CT walks through. And the smoke breaks. And so does the CT.
So does my brain. What just happened?
All right. I guess we're leveled up now. No money on the side of Movistar. It hasn't been the cleanest start to a CT side. And by the way, I do have a bit of a point to make about the potential for an Aurora win here on the T side, even though it's Nuke. You look at some of the results. I'm looking at the open qualifier for this event. Aurora did lose to Para, right? Massive struggles on the CT sides. 2-7 on the CT side of Ancient, 4-8 on the CT side of Mirage, and they're not going to lose to deko, right?
Not anymore.
Yeah, Kenzie's here. All right.
Like
I was just trying to make my point over the anti-eco, and I see the pistols get a couple kills, but point I'm trying to make, you look at some of the previous games for Aurora, maybe last 4 or 5 matchups, and you're going to witness every now and then there is a successful CT side, but most of the time it's the T sides where they find their success. On the CT side, it feels like individually even they're struggling a little bit. It feels like deko's the only one being able to find something. Both Kenzie and Norway's CT side numbers have dropped in the last couple games. Selter as well. Then on the T side, if Selter and Norway are having a good showing, sorry, if Selter and Kenzie are having a good showing, they seem to always be able to come up on top.
Reflect on their CT side here. Things that are going wrong were rotations and always being on the same page. They're not necessarily going to be problems now on the T side. You get to set the pace. You get to get aggressive as a team and stay grouped if you like. And this round is another case in point. Super simple Counter-Strike. Add into a ramp. It's just DaviG on this lower side of the map. Nobody's necessarily even that close to a rotate right now. As the smoke goes up onto these control windows. Gonna break that smoke. Nobody's moved just yet. Smoke's gonna re-bloom. Does get a fight, but Norvi wins.
Kenzie's seen him.
Advantage Aurora.
Surely. I'm pretty sure Moppel spotted him. Apparently not. Apparently they haven't seen each other. This is wild. Mopos doesn't realize it. He's just traded positions with his opponents, but this is a save. They're not even going down there. And that makes a lot of sense, to be fair. I mean, Mopos had the vent rotation secured, but there's 5 people down the B-bomb side. They get a clean entry onto DaviG, and they still have some util left. You're not retaking that B-bomb side. Not in a million years. It just would be too big of a risk to take.
Yeah, hurts, but it's the right call from Movistar. We've seen a good few teams in this qualifier commit to these sort of retakes, lose all their numbers, and they're just ecoing so many rounds until the game is over, so you can't blame them.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that Aurora is getting very close now to pulling this off.
Yeah, we're not massive fans of it, right? I still feel like the economy needs a massive readjustment to make sure that teams don't get so punished for losing a pistol round or I guess the possibility of you just winning 4 or 5 rounds in a row, then losing a round, and then automatically losing 2 in a row just shouldn't be happening, I feel like, because of money, obviously. But yeah, at this point, this is the game that we're playing. This is the money that we have, and in those scenarios, you can't really afford to go for a retake like that, especially when it's the second half, especially on your map pick as well. It's lower bracket action for anyone at home that is just joining in. And yeah, you're not... You didn't misheard that. You heard me quite right. Both Aurora and Movistar are in the elimination bracket. The loser of this one is out of the closed qualifier and has no chance to qualify for the LAN event, which is, by the way, going to be the final LAN event of the ESL Challenger calendar for 2023. So make sure you don't miss it.
It'll be the last LAN event.
Oh,
2023. I think last World might be at the same time, but they'll be concurrent. So
yeah,
there'll be no more Counter-Strike. As soon as this grand final Atlanta ends, that will be the end of Counter-Strike for a month.
Yeah, and you might see one of Aurora or Movistar in Atlanta next month. You might. You might see Forza. You might see Apex. You might see For the Win.
Para.
Who knows?
Come on.
Para as well.
Yeah, have the confidence. Come on.
Yeah.
No bias here. On the broadcast. Movistar have changed that up a little bit. Adams up in towards Garage. Played a lot of secret, no Garage just yet, and he's been smoked off. Super aggressive.
Oh, no one's looking.
Go for this mini split, and Lackey's killed 2 players before that smoke could be broken by the HE. And Movistar get absolutely thunderclapped. And they're out of this round.
Lovely word. Martinez gonna try and hold on to that big green. Player already walked into a horse, and that's a slap. That was really noisy. That's one of those headshots that you hear from the other side of the map. That's ever happened to you? You just know you're holding your position. Then you look at it, you see the kill feed, but you hear it first. You just heard a headshot. That's one of them. What a buy round for Aurora that was, and Blacky just brought in the P90. You know he's enjoying his stay in the server right now. That's the thing, right? A lot of people have been so critical to Aurora for the lack of depth sometimes on the P side, but all that comes into fruition if Blacky's not able to find the opening kills, if he's not able to open up the space, and he's been opening up space really nicely so far, and he's gonna try and do the same this time around towards the round. P90 leading the charge, and he's taking the first one out of the equation.
Could be all she wrote. One for Martinez. But it's only Adam that's dropped. 4 players down from Aurora. So much util to close off all the choke points. Get a bomb plant. Molly goes behind Adam. Does get a frag onto Seltzer. Give them a better chance now in this retake. Mopos. Oh my lord. He comes through the decon smoke. 2 kills for him. He is a madman for even attempting that. And it's going to leave Norvi alone. Too much to do. It's got to be said, Mopos, you are crazy, but he makes it work.
The amount of kills that he's gotten from behind so far on this map is absolutely ludicrous. I'm 100% sure that he has the most, right? Out of 17, probably 10 are on people that are not looking towards him, that are just not ready for where he's coming from. And this is such a massive risk as well, especially after Adam S picks up that first kill and holds on to control, right? Most of the time you'd see deko hit that shot. Obviously, it's really tough when the person is just strafing on the stairs. It just makes him a really hard target to hit, especially when you're holding a bit of a thinner angle with the op a bit more tight, I guess. But then Adam gets that kill, holds on to a massive piece of control for the post plant, and Mopo just goes, you know what? I'm gonna walk through that decon door smoke.
He's still in this, Movistar. He's still in this, but you have to break this inside money. There's a fair amount left in reserve, especially if Aurora can get more bomb plants. Where's the setup this time? Cross smokes down from Aurora. Those got broken by Martinez. You've got Adams in towards Secret, who can peek behind this Molotov soon.
Oh, he's
in the meantime, there's lurking at a hut. Nobody's looking. One for Lackey. Traded onto the second. What an amazing gap. How on earth are they getting out of hut unspotted? That is unbelievable.
This is so crazy. They timed it so well with the fade of the single door smoke, I think. The squeaky smoke was just fading. So that's why he tried to walk out. And they had the smoke towards outside. They were just keeping Movistar occupied, and Lucky just walks out. This is genius. They've just found a gap. They've moposed them.
Unreal. Unreal, and it's timed as well with Movistar breaking the outer smoke. They're modding onto the top of, you know, secrets, so the secret player can come up and peek. And their whole focus, their whole world is never thinking about, oh, what if someone just walks out of hut?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's great timing, great communication. I'm not sure if this is by design, by the way, or oh yeah, another mess is dead, but it might have been a reaction, right? It might have been the reaction to the util that you hear being thrown outside by the CTs. They're just like, okay, the squeaky door smoke fails, or fades, sorry. They'll probably be focused on that to re-smoke it, or it's gonna occupy someone. Most of the time is gonna be the player on top of hut, right? He's gonna be occupied with re-smoking that or just spotting. And then Lucky just goes, yeah, I've heard a util towards outside. I'm just gonna walk out, finds a free opening. They refrag efficiently onto the second. 12 on the board, 3 consecutive map picks for Aurora. And this is going to be their best chance. They're up against an MP9 in the CT side that's struggling with util.
You brought it up earlier, but Lucky's at the bottom of the scoreboard, but in terms of impact,
is the space
out of this universe.
Yeah.
The space he's finding, the calls, of course, he's making around his own gains and territory he's clawing himself into is unparalleled at the moment. Bit of a slow round this time. No cross smokes. Deko's found somebody through squeaky door. Davy has to do work, and it's not going to be two-man advantage from Aurora as they look set to take their opponent's map pick.
They do. He's really quick on that flank. Manages to get one. Adames is actually down there already. He's waiting for them on the B-bomb side. Do they clear him out? No, they won't. He's playing the trigger discipline. Needs more than one. There's one. There's two. Looking for a third. Hopes holding the angle. Misses. Is off the mark. They line up for him. Adames might have just saved him. Gets a triple. And it has to be a Kenzie 1 versus 3. 50 HP to work with. 35 seconds. Both players have rotated down the B-bomb side. When did they start realizing that he could just walk back? I think they have, but they just want to stay together. Double opening for the doors. Now he knows, but they're just two angles and just peaks in the right timing. Movistar, they stay alive.
I can't believe they're still going. Oh, if one player checks close right as they're coming down that lower bit of the ramp, this is game over, and we're going to overpass. My God. Even if you're Movistar, how do you stay calm in this situation? The adrenaline is surely off the charts.
Yeah.
In some of these rounds.
It's one of those rounds in which the T's think that they've got it and Movistar think that the T's have got it. And then Adames on the rotation. By the way, this is the second time he's been really solid on the rotation. Obviously, the first time it was just one kill that logs down control, but this time around it was just him being the savior, and he's gonna try and be him once again. Does a lot of damage to both Kenzie and Lucky. It's a miracle that Lucky stays alive, but still Adames. No opening. And again, man advantage in favor of the T's. Wow.
One too many, Mofods.
That's
one too
so
many, brother. Yeah.
I mean, look at the HP.
I think he would have always been traded, though.
Yeah, for sure.
If his Martinez nade finds the right place, this round could change very fast. Lucky surely gets spotted. No way. And this round feels very different. They have already got a bomb site. Just got to move this bomb over. Molly in heaven will keep Davy G at bay, and all they have to clear is Martinez. Martinez, though, does get one. There's a player behind the silo, and I don't think he's aware. Peeks wide. There goes Deko. Norby to finish, and Aurora, bit of a meal of it, but they do get it done, and they win their opponent's map pick.
Yeah, what a decent showing on Nuke, man. I mean, I'm still a bit confused at that final round. It was so discombobulating at times. Lucky 1 HP walking through the smoke, getting the kill. Deko was low on HP as well. He was 1 HP as well, to be fair.